Hello my friends, Green Energy here. Welcome on back to more Borderlands. We left off, we collected the blade flowers and took care of Scar for TK Baja, and we are back in the arid Badlands. We're going to spend our skill point for Swipe, but it looks like the only quest we have currently, even though it's at a level 10 quest, it's going to be the one that we have to do, is where we go take care of Bonehead. Before that, I wanted to go through my weapons real quick. It's times 9 times 12, so this is better. Unfortunately, we have to give away TK's weapon, which is pretty neat, but our level 10 sniper that we're about to get is better there too. So let's turn those in, and then we'll go see how difficult Bonehead will be at this point. I do have 2 repeaters. 14 versus... or it's 19. 19 versus 18. So we should get rid of the 18. There we go. Alright. I suppose we will find out if our repeater is going to be good enough. Because I also have my combat rifle here too. So Bonehead will be a little tough. He's also going to have some of his minions around him. And they're not going to be at a level 3 like these guys for sure. Let's take a gander. Alright. It's Bonehead at a level 12. He might give us a run for our money. Alright. His shield will be easy to take down. It's when we get down to his normal health where it could get us pain. Alright. Wait for our shield to regen. Then we'll peek and see what we can do. So unfortunately means he's going to regen his shield as well. Ah, stand still. Just throw a nade at those guys. We leveled up again, so we'll do more damage now. He doesn't have that exclamation point above his name now. Doesn't mean we should get careless though. Alright, so now I think it's just Bonehead who's getting a lot of shots on us. We might be able to finish him. Awesome. Got a submachine gun and tons of money. Now we gotta get that Digistruct module, because remember we are using that to Digistruct our cars. We're trying to put together Scooter's catch-a-ride system. So we don't have to run everywhere. We got our first submachine gun, so we're going to keep that one. Go ahead and put that skill point towards Swift Strike. Remember, we're going to just go back and forth for these until they're filled, and then we're going to come down and take care of these ones. So we're going to focus on that skill tree. See how it is, and then you can actually pay to re-spend your points. It would take all the points away from the perks, but then you could put them towards a different skill tree later in the game. And so if we don't feel like that's what we want to stick to, you are always welcome to switch, just costs money. Which is not as hard to come by in this game. But let's see how the submachine gun will do. But it looks like we're actually going to be doing a mission where we get to use our first vehicle. The first Borderlands does something different that the other ones didn't do. They have an auto lock feature for the aim, because you have a turret that you can use if you're in the vehicle alone. If you're in it with a friend, one takes the driving aspect and the other one shoots. But if you're on your own, you do both at the same time. What Claptrap just said was that we have some missions available at a bounty board, so you want to keep that in effect. You want to pay attention to when Claptrap says that, so you know where your missions are.
My runners ain't the prettiest gal at the dance, but she'll put out the second you ask her, and be sure to hit the boost to know whoever wants to catch a ride with the scooter man.
What we're trying to do right now is open that gate right there. We have to go all the way around. We have to make this jump off this ramp right here. Then we'll circle back and open up the gate.
Oh, hell, did you just leap over piss wash goalie of one of my runners? Man, dude, tell me when you're gonna do that crap. That was awesome.
You can always run over these guys. Keep a note that enemies do give damage to you even if you run them over. So, especially if it's a harder enemy or they're a larger enemy, you may not kill them and you may take a decent amount of damage. But our vehicle ammo is unlimited and the health will regenerate kind of like a shield. I'm going to take out all the skags so we don't have any unwelcomed guests. And now we can open the gate. And then come back to Zed. So we need to run back to the bounty board. We'll collect all of those. We'll collect all those missions at the bounty board before we go back to Zed. It's all optional missions, some that are a little too difficult right now. But one of those missions is to simply just run over enemies and get kills with them. So we'll be able to do that pretty easily just by playing the game as normal. So we just got our first of the 2 weapon slots that we'll get. Now I can have 3 weapons in equip slots. It does help us out with our backpack in terms of keeping the amount of weapons we have down as well. That's a repeater, so we should get rid of that, but we'll put our other one in the equip slot. So now I have 3 weapons. You can have up to 4, and that is pretty standard for every game. We're going to go meet Shep Sanders. If we run into some bandits, we're going to run them over.
Something we need. You are going to get it from him. Sledge is a bad man who has done terrible things to the people of Firestone. Do what you must.
You can see in the top center, if you don't have a mission equipped, it will let you know if you have done another mission's objectives. So it is helping keep track of it. You don't have to have the mission equipped in order to do the objectives. You just won't have the interface locked onto it. This mission's pretty easy to do. If we can get all 10, we might as well bring the mission back and turn it in before we even leave. But I think that's about the 5 from that cave. So we might not get any more. As I run into the rocks. So we may have to return later. We are going to go talk to Shep Sanders anyway. Anyways. It's a very minor character. He just offers missions. There's not a lot of story elements to Shep. But he does give us our next story mission, in which we have to go get the mine key, and then a couple other minor missions. But I do want to, like I mentioned before, stick to missions that are in this area. The mine key will actually take us to a different area, and then we want to avoid the Lost Cave, especially because that mission's too tough right now. So let's do the turbine one that's already brought up. We're just turning on some turbines down here, and there's going to be plenty of bandits to run over. That way we can finish that quest. Anybody home? Plenty home. Let's get this one. And let's get that one. There we go. So we'll wait to turn in that mission. Remember that we want to move back and forth. Only if we need to. Just gonna activate this, and then we're gonna take care of the skags. And then we'll do the rest on foot. So these bruisers do take a significant amount of damage, but their weak spot is in their head, so if you can get headshots on them, you can notice it says critical when I hit it. It does a lot more damage. A lot of human enemies, the head's going to be the weak spot. But for an enemy like the skag, for example, their weak spot is not necessarily their head, but in their mouth. So if they are growling at you, or if they do an attack where they open their mouth, that's their weak spot. Let's get this turbine over here. There's one on that roof, but it's machine gun. Doesn't have the best accuracy for him. He's not knocked. Midget shotgunner. There's our last turbine. Let's go search this small area. I actually believe there's an objective for the journal mission we have. This one will be the first one that we can hear the dialogue. It's an optional dialogue. It isn't crucial to the story, but sometimes it is for a character that is. It looks like this one's not the one they want us to get yet, and I want to try to get them in order. We'll let the other guys live. Spend that skill point real quick, though. How many missions can we turn in? That one's to Shep, I believe. Yep, and that one's to the bounty board. So let's turn both of those in and get some XP. Because I think our journal's way back here anyways. When we're back at the bounty board, we're going to go through our gear, because I know that we have at least a better grenade mod and a better shield that we should put on. So let's go do that. Alright. So next we'll do, even though it says it's more difficult, it shouldn't be. We'll do the journal quest next, and then we will, if we bump into Rex, that's how we'll do that quest, and then we'll do the mine gate key. But let's go through our stuff. Looks like our weapons are okay. It's these ones that we might have to switch, because that's 145. I'm messing around too much. As opposed to 96, then we got 16 versus 22, and these are actually the exact same grenade mods, so we're going to sell the other one. In future games, especially if you die a decent amount, money can be really hard to come by. By the end of this playthrough in this game, the amount of money we have is actually going to exceed all of the digits down there. So we have $22,588 right now. Eventually we'll get to the point where it's just going to be all nines, and money's not as big of an issue in this game. That's at least how it works for me, because I don't spend money on any weapons throughout the game. I buy ammo when I die that costs money, and I buy ammo mods so that I can have more bullets for a particular weapon. Looks like our first journal is in here, where we took out Bonehead, and since we didn't leave, he shouldn't respawn, even though his bandits might. But we got lucky. Let's see who it is.
Patricia Tanis, Dahl Scientific Advisor, Day 1 on planet Pandora. I have been assigned to this sector by my superiors to find evidence of abandoned alien technology, similar to that found by our competitor, the Atlas Company, in the ruins on Prometheus. Technology that many believe made them the superpower they are now. This kind of find seems astronomically improbable on a rock like this, but my benefactors believe in it enough to waste my considerable talents. I've only been here for 3 hours, and I already believe this planet will be the death of me. Scientists do not chase myths and legends.
So that's Tanis. Tanis will be kind of a side character, but also fits the main story throughout the entire series. Here's our next journal.
Day 43 on Pandora. At least I believe it to be the 43rd day I've been here. The moonlight cycles are difficult to get used to. The planet rotation day is over 90 hours long. The people that inhabit this salted dust ball are as ignorant as I've seen it.
Sorry that I'm interrupting it a little bit.
This galaxy. When I attach scientific inquiry to something like the Vault, I'm greeted with silly nursery rhymes and slack-jawed soliloquy about a man who knew a man who knew a man. They drift off into a stupor where I half imagine they're drunk or brain damaged and are unaware of my continued presence. If I believed in hell, I would contemplate how it compared to Pandora. Ironically, such a belief would align me with these Neanderthals.
Whoops. I got stuck. So if you ever get stuck or your weapon blows up, you just gotta find a new catch-a-ride, spawn vehicle, and then it's right here. We're going for the journal that I knew was in that building, but if I would have picked that up first, it would have shown us the audio recording for that journal and not the first one. And I wanted you guys to be able to see them in order. That means there's probably still a few bandits here. Like these two who don't want to come out of their garage. Whoops. be okay. They're all pretty easy bandits to fight. But now we can come around and open this door. Oh, did I just do the mission by accident? Ah, gotcha. We weren't going to that area yet. So now you cannot get the mine key because I have the keys. So Sledge took it. I was thinking of a later quest. Now we're on that quest. So we thought that the key would be here. Sledge picked it up, and it's actually in that area. And that's the quest that we're going to wait to do. We're going to do the journal quest and probably the rat quest before we move there. And then even though it's a level 14 quest, as we're in that area, the enemies that we kill will help us to progress. We need to get on the roof. Gotta do some parkour. It looks like we're gonna be going back to the bounty board to get some more quests. But here's our next journal, and then I'm gonna open that chest while she's talking.
This is the 76th day. I was woken up, hoping I was having a reoccurring nightmare. We spent more than 36 hours earlier today relocating our campsite closest to our...
You found a shock weapon! These
Well,
can penetrate most shields and have a chance of stunning their target.
well, we missed that one because Claptrap had to completely bombard her journal for a weapon that we're getting rid of too. Thanks, Claptrap. I think there's a way to go back through the journals. I can imagine it might be through like an options menu or something. Or perhaps not, just because there is a lot of missions that do have it. I'll make sure you guys can listen to the last two. So we'll do this one on the rack mission before we finish up. And then for our next episode, we'll head towards Sledge.
Day 119. I sat in the shower in tears for just under an hour. This is interesting, considering we haven't had water for days. I equate my ever-decreasing sanity with that of the population of my dig site. With the investigation of the symbols and glowing patterns at the site, we finally unearthed arguably certifiable proof of the existence of alien life having been here on Pandora. But this celebration was lonely, as I only have 2 colleagues left. And I'm not too fond of the fat girl, Chimay. I've been told that scientific discovery requires sacrifice, but I never understood what they meant until now.
And here's our last one right here. Which we're gonna... Oh, I made him fly. But I'll take care of the bandits while we listen.
172. The fat girl, Chimay, was crushed under an alien ruin that collapsed today. She didn't die right away, and begged me to put her out of her misery, as she choked on various fluids and bile. I hesitated because she was the last one alive. It wasn't me. As she was choking and coughing and dying, I tried to enjoy the interaction, which I imagined to be a conversation, as I knew it was the last I would have for a while. I finally got around to smothering her so that I could continue my research. I could tell that she regretted the decision. The skags have been waiting for this meal for a while. They will not go hungry.
Well, while that happened, I went down. If my health gets depleted all the way, I do get what's called fight for your life moment. And from here, if I can get a kill while I'm down, I can get a second wind and it'll pick me back up. The more that you do that before you die, the less amount of time you'll get between. so I would have less time in that mode in order to get a kill. It becomes more difficult. As you can see, Tannis kind of came here looking for... She's a scientist looking for just alien life, and she's looking kind of for the vault on Pandora, and she kind of goes crazy. Everybody that she came here with dies, but she is an ally later in the game. Alright. That apparently wasn't the rack hive we were supposed to kill, because these racks didn't contribute to the mission. But I'll go ahead and wrap it up right here. For the beginning of the next episode, we will quickly take care of the racks before we go take on Sledge. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, let me know what you enjoy in the comments, and if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. Continue being good people, spread positive vibes. Take care.